All right. So today we're going to talk about when tectonic plates collide. What happens? So you can probably guess as to what the major plates in the lithosphere are. They roughly correspond to all of our continents. So we have the North American plate, the South American plate, the Pacific, African, Eurasian, Indo-Australian, and the Antarctic. The North American plate ranges from the Mid-Atlantic Ridge to the West Coast. The South American plate also goes from the Mid-Atlantic Ridge to its west coast. The Pacific plate is the largest plate and it contains the entire Pacific Ocean. The African plate starts at the Mid-Atlantic Ridge and goes to Africa's east coast. The Eurasian plate contains all of Europe and Asia, hence the name Eurasia, and some of the ocean around it. The Indo-Australian contains the Indian subcontinent, which is basically the country of India, and Australia. We're not even going to try to fix that. Australia. And the ocean surrounding. And the Antarctic is the plate contains all of Antarctica. And its ocean. So these are the 7 major plates. I said the plates are moving out from the ridge, but what happens when they meet another plate? So if 2 plates are moving towards each other, if 2 plates are moving towards each other, this is called a convergent zone. A convergent boundary. Convergent come together. And boundary is where they meet. I believe I said in the last lecture that ocean crust or oceanic crust is more dense than the continental crust. Because it is more dense, when they meet, the oceanic crust will slide underneath. Or subsides. Or slides beneath the continental. This has a special name. It's called a subduction zone. Sorry. This happens when the ocean crust meets the continental crust. This is what it's going to look like. Here is my ocean crust. Here's the ridge. The oceanic crust is moving this way. And it is happily moving out away from the mid-Atlantic ridge when it comes into another plate. Here is our continental crust. And underneath our continental crust is our lithosphere. And the lithosphere is moving this way. Here it's moving this way. Our our oceanic crust is moving down. It is subsiding. Just to make my visual a little bit better, here you can see, here's my ocean meeting the shore. So, I'm sure you can guess what this was. And if you guessed that it was volcano, you would be right. because what happens is as those rocks from the subduction zone get pushed under, they get heated. And they are super put under a lot of pressure. And they become magma. And if you remember from the other day when I drew my volcano, magma is molten rock underneath the earth. So, where the oceanic crust meets the continental crust, it comes out in the form of lava. Here's my rock, my igneous rock. From the rock cycle. And the lava is coming out, and it's super hot. And then we have our smoke and our steam coming out of the volcano. All right. So, as I said, rocks from the oceanic crust. From the subduction plate. That's the oceanic crust. Become magma. Because of all of that pressure. Here's the crazy thing. That magma is actually less dense. Than the continental crust. So it's going to want to rise to the surface. And it does so in the form of a volcano. Oops, put that back. All right. Subduction zones occur all around the world. They occur around the edges of the Pacific Plate. And you might have known this already because you might have actually heard of it. It's called the Ring of Fire. The Ring of Fire is a chain of volcanoes. Sorry, I'm sure that volcanoes is ES. Chain of volcanoes along the Pacific coastlines. And that is of North America, South America, and all along Asia, all of the little Pacific islands. So a chain of volcanoes all along the Pacific coastline. Volcanic mountains. Occur when layers of lava cool and build up around the opening. Cascade Mountains. In the Pacific Northwest of the United States are volcanic. Underwater volcanoes can also occur. These grow the same way. Lava builds up, but these can grow into islands. Like the Hawaiian Islands. And the underwater volcanoes grow because when two plates are meeting, when two of the oceanic plates meet, one will always be a bit more dense than the other. And that will always be so there'll always be a subduction zone. So there's always a subduction zone when oceanic plates are involved. And that's it for today.